Well, good morning. It is Thursday, April 15th. Oh my goodness, we are one more step before Friday. Can you believe the weekend is just around the corner? Well, I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook and YouTube pages. Remember to share your thoughts on the stories covered in this edition of 3 News Now and let me know your name and where you are watching from. And today would normally be tax day, but just a reminder, it's been pushed back this year. The IRS has extended the tax deadline to May 17th, giving you about an extra month to file your federal and state taxes. The decision comes as the agency works with changes brought on because of the pandemic. But the IRS encourages everyone to get them done as soon as possible. And one thing that also feels like has been pushed back, well, spring. It's a chilly morning out there, and when will we be able to see warmer temperatures again as we look at downtown Cleveland from our CSU cam? Well, Hollie Strano, she has the answers.
Thanks so much, Danielle. And looking ahead to the rest of today, we're going to start to see some scattered rain showers develop. In fact, as we push forward here through 6 o'clock on your National Design Mart forecast, we've got scattered rain in the area. Scattered's the key word, not a washout. But notice how cool it remains. Temperatures not budging, basically, just steady in those mid-40s. We'll continue with on and off showers tonight and into early tomorrow. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we still have some scattered rain showing up. And these numbers are still in that upper 30 to low 40 range. Lots of overcast skies otherwise tomorrow. It looks like the showers will basically linger far to the east. And then finally, as we get into late Friday, we'll start to see partial clearing being the key word, and that'll include the start of Saturday. So along those lines, the forecast for today is an April chill. 47 the high. Rain showers, depending on when you're watching, will be this afternoon and into this evening and tonight and tomorrow, especially to the east. Upper 40s for highs tomorrow. That is still a struggle. The normal is 59 for this day. We'll end up in the 50s, still a little cool for your weekend, but at least it's drying out. And then 60s on Monday, which is much more seasonal, back into the 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. Danielle, back to you.
Well, thank you, Hollie. And this morning, an investigation continues after a drug enforcement officer shot a man they say waved a weapon at an officer. The family of the man identified him as 21-year-old Trayvon Johnson, and his family says they saw the whole thing and are telling a much different story. We captured this drone video Wednesday high over the scene on East 82nd Street in Cleveland. The DEA, Cleveland Police, the U.S. Marshals, and Ohio Highway Patrol were all there. The DEA says an officer who was sitting outside a home was there for another operation. They say 2 people approached one of the DEA agents waving a weapon. The agent felt threatened, and that's when gunshots were fired and they were exchanged. Johnson's family was inside a house just feet away watching as it unfolded. They say it didn't happen the way officers describe.
My son getting out the black car that he got dropped off in, and then he started walking towards, I guess, day car, but he didn't have nothing in his hand. I see him running on the camera, running, dodging. He was shooting at him.
Johnson was taken to University hospitals for treatment. No word yet on his condition. And now to a story of a faithful companion, a companionship to the very end. Listen to this. We've learned just hours after former Geauga County Sheriff Dan McClellan died, his longtime canine partner, Midge, passed away. The two were popular figures, not just in Geauga County, but worldwide, as Midge held the Guinness World Record for the smallest police dog.
He always joked that Midge was more popular than he was. You know, he would say that he'd hear people say, "Hey, there's Midge and that other guy," you know. But Midge went with him everywhere we went.
Midge died shortly after his family returned home from saying goodbye to McClellan. McClellan served in law enforcement for 44 years and died peacefully after battling a brain tumor. And to a developing story now. Pepper Pike police are still searching for two missing girls that you see here, and they are calling them endangered. 16-year-old Chloe Young and 17-year-old Jade Hackney were last seen on West 130th Street near Brook Park Road. Later, they were reportedly at a house on Carrington Avenue. Chloe was last seen in a black hoodie and leggings, Jade in a gray hoodie and sweatpants. If you've seen them or know where they are, you are asked to call police. Okay, let's get to the latest on the coronavirus here in Ohio. Wednesday, cases were slightly down, but still above our 14-day average. Ohio reported 2,216 new cases. Our positivity rate now at 6.2%, which continues a trend in the wrong direction. Our 14-day average is just under 2,000 daily cases, and we're still reporting just over 183 cases per 100,000 residents. More than 4.2 million Ohioans have now been vaccinated. And an advisory committee to the CDC has declined to make any decision on Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine. After an hours-long meeting yesterday, the panel members said they just need more data before making any recommendations. The meeting comes a day after the FDA and CDC recommended those vaccinations should be paused, following reports of rare blood clots in 6 people. Most of the experts agreed to make a decision within the coming weeks. And if you missed an opportunity to get your first dose of the Pfizer vaccine at Cleveland State University's Woolstein Center, the state is adding some appointments off-site. The Ohio Department of Health is now taking appointments for this Friday and Saturday at Metro Health Maple Heights on Northfield Road from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Those appointments are open to anyone 16 and older. We move now to Go Time with stories making national headlines this morning. President Biden announced he plans to fully withdraw American troops from Afghanistan by September 11th of this year. The date marks the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. The president made the remarks from the Treaty Room at the White House, the same location where President George W. Bush declared military action against the Taliban in 2001. President Biden supported the initial military action, but says it's time to bring the 2,500 remaining troops home. Meanwhile, an internal investigation into the January 6 riots at the U.S. Capitol showed Capitol Police did receive advance warning of threats. 3 days before the siege, an intelligence assessment warned of violence from President Trump's supporters, who believe the election had been stolen and that Congress could be targeted. The report also says supervisors told officials to avoid using their most aggressive tools. The Inspector General will testify in front of a House committee about this later today. Also today, 4 congressional Democrats will introduce legislation to expand the size of the U.S. Supreme Court. They want to see the Supreme Court go from 9 to 13 justices. The size of the court can be changed by an act of Congress, and the Supreme Court has been made up of 9 justices since 1869. Oh, and turning to the Olympics, we are 99 days away from the games in Tokyo, which, of course, you can watch right here on WKYC. We are going to be reminding you about this a lot. So this morning, we are getting a closer look at the uniforms to be worn by Team USA at the closing ceremony. The uniforms created by Ralph Lauren have a crisp white graphic look and roomy pockets. Take a look. They had been ready to go when the games were postponed last summer due to the pandemic. Opening ceremony uniforms will be unveiled in July. And remember, the games are scheduled to open July 23rd. Okay, closer to home, brace yourself for an overload of cuteness. here's a reason to smile this morning. Oh, they are so cute because a number of you watched live streams of the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo's 3 new tiger cubs. Well, they made their debut yesterday, something the zoo hasn't had in more than 20 years. Look at them go. The 3 cubs are being raised in a unique social group of endangered tigers. 2 of the cubs were born here in Cleveland last Christmas, and the 3rd just relocated from Tulsa Zoo in Oklahoma. So cute, so make sure you go ahead and visit them at the Cleveland Zoo. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Stay tuned to our social media pages and WKYC.com for the latest stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and the Go team will see you tomorrow morning on Go starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great Thursday, everybody.